How's it going, everyone? So today we're going to install the JDM center console in the car. Now this was from my red Celica. If you remember in my other videos, check out Sebastian's video on finding out how I got this center console back. And never in a million years would I think that I would be able to have this in my hands, and definitely never would have thought I would have it inside my new car. So go ahead and check out that video. I'm probably going to make another video on that later on when I go to his house. But today I just wanted to do a quick video on how to install this JDM center console in the car. We're going to wire it up and get it to work. So I'm actually going to do something different with this time around. I want to be able to have two different video options, or inputs rather, showing on the console. So I'm going to make one of them full-time reverse. I'm going to make a switch, let's say over here somewhere, where I could switch between a full-time rear view camera, like from the backup camera, and the second position I would have like a camera in the back seat facing my son. He's gonna be in the back seat in the car seat, so that way I don't need to get one of those crazy mirror things, and I could just switch digitally and be able to see him on the camera on the monitor right there. So that's gonna be a little cool kind of thing. I've never seen that before, so I want to be like one of the first people that did that. So anyways, I just wanted to show the center console a little bit while it's off the car, just so what it looks like. The Japanese cars, I believe, have these for navigation. And if you see, so let's set that down right there. So if you see this spot right here, normally they're blank, or normally they have like a little keypad or something like that for the navigation buttons. So this part is usually removed, and there's like a hole, so they put like a little, just something right there to block it, like a little plate. And this monitor is basically just held in with like epoxy. So basically epoxied in. And I would honestly, if this wasn't from my car, I would probably modify this one, because you have like such a larger opening compared to, well, check it out. So look at that. That's a small opening, and that's a way larger opening. So you would probably be able to fit like a 7-inch tablet or like an Android device that you can connect to your OBD2, your Bluetooth device right there, and probably set something up where you can see real-time information from the car, like temperatures and different gauges, your fuel trims and things like that. So that would actually be a really cool idea. But since I have a strong connection to this, I'm gonna use this for what I did before. But who knows, maybe I'll do something with this in the future. So just wanted to show some of the connections. Of course, you have a positive wire right there, and we're gonna kind of restore these so they have better connections and stuff like that. And then you have a negative, positive, negative. So you got power, ground, and then you have your input. Typically this is audio and video. I didn't buy this monitor, so I'm not exactly sure what this one was for. I never used it in the past, I just used it as a video. So to take off your center console, you want to first put this in neutral, and then there's usually like a cover right here. You pop that off. This is called a shift lock overdrive. You can press that little button, and that way you can move your lever with no key in the ignition. So that's how you are able to move this. So first thing you do, you want to take this out, and then typically there's a screw right there. You want to unscrew that I've already done some of those for the video. So once you're done with that, you can reach over here. I like to go from right here and push up, and then this releases this whole thing right here, and then you can kind of get this over this and off to the side. Now you have this connector in the back. You can disconnect this connector, so I'm going to disconnect that and get back to the video because I can't do it with one hand. So now once you took that off, you want to take these off as well. You can actually do this step first, because if you look in here, you have these little metal retainers, and sometimes those fall off and you don't want it to fall down there. So you want to be super careful when you take those out. I'll just set those aside somewhere. And then you have one screw here and another screw there. And when you take those faceplates off, you reveal another screw here and another screw there. And this comes off as well. Let me just pull that straight out. So unscrew all those four and then remove the faceplate. Okay, so once you've taken off those 4 screws, make sure there's nothing in your little cubby box, and then you can pull it straight up and then get it from the sides, and it'll pop out from the clips like so. Now you can turn it around and then disconnect the harness for the clock. Okay, so here's a tip for the lower control climate, how to remove that. So if you turn it around, you will notice that there's 1 and 2 screws right here, 1 and 2. So after you remove those, there's 3 little tabs, and if you look carefully, there is a slot right there where they go into to come out. So just try to show you. So you have to push it to the right and then it'll pop off. Okay, so in terms of how the console is going to get powered up, I'm actually going to use the same harness that the navigation uses. I'm going to use the second pin from the top, which is a red wire with the blue stripe. This one right here is a red wire with the blue stripe, and this one has power anytime the ignition is switched to on. So that's what I want. And for the ground, I'm just going to ground it right over here where I previously had the amplifier hooked up. So they're going to share the same ground. So for the video, so for just right now, I'm going to have this is the video coming in from the backup camera, and I have this Y adapter. So because this is like a junction point right here, whatever flows through here is going to go through here and come out right there. It's all like, basically you're connecting like 2 wires into one, but it has a continuous like circuit, if that makes sense. So in that case, since it's a 1 wire, it doesn't matter what where the input comes from, as long as it's coming. So this is coming from the rear view camera. It's going to go in here, which will split from here, going from here to the radio, and this one coming out is going to go to this JDM console. So it's gonna they're gonna share the same one. So what I'm going to do, because I want to run 2 cameras, is later on I'm gonna get a switch. So I'll connect this to a switch. I'll wire this to a switch, maybe like down here or something like that. So I could hit like top for rear view and down for like another camera that I'm gonna hook up for the back seat. So so that way it can switch off from, you know, having a full-time reverse camera and versus being able to see my son when he's in the car. So when he's not here, I'll just have a full-time reverse camera. So then I'll give that one a dedicated power wire on that same circuit. That way it would work. People that understand electricity, you know what I'm talking about. So if you're not good with electricity, it probably doesn't make that much sense to you, but just want to show what it looks like. But let's put this back together and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the console in the car. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to paint it or not. I'm going to think about that for a while. However, I could even change these to 2000 to 2002 plastics, or I could just paint the top part to kind of match it more. But let's put the key in and see what it looks like. So this is to the on position. Of course, there's no signal because there's no input at the moment. It works off of reverse because it's connected to the backup camera right now. So if I put it into reverse, it pops up right away. Now I can wire this so that the reverse camera is always on, and I could have this to have this off. So I could kind of change the settings and things like that to just let that one stay on. But later on I'm going to, like I said, put a switch so I can switch between rear view camera that's full time and camera that's inside the car.